Rain crashing through Muncie tonight. How much flooding we can expect?
President Joe Biden made a big announcement in Ohio today when and how the Buckeye State could see change.
The president also spoke out on the Ukraine-Russia conflict, why he is preparing for the worst.
Temperatures are below freezing now, and we're tracking snow. I'll have more coming up.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching Newslink, Indiana.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Joey Moore.
And I'm Angelica Gonzalez. Delaware County is under a flash flooding advisory tonight, and surrounding areas like Eaton County are already seeing the effects. They're expecting Mississinawa River to crest and flood at the area at midnight. The last time the river flooded, the entire town of Granville had to be evacuated.
Yeah, Angelica, and we're starting to see some flooding of our own here. Newslink Indiana weather forecaster Maddie Johnson is live on campus right now to give us a look. Maddie, what's it like out there?
I'm out here on the quad. We're in between North Quad Building and the Art Museum. We're starting to see the ice and the snow come down as the temperatures fall. That rain is changing to a mixture of mixed precipitation. Now, we did see an inch of rain here in Muncie today, so our biggest concern tonight is the flooding. As you can see off to my left, we're starting to see some ponding of water on the sidewalks as well as in the grassy surfaces in the trees behind me here in the quad. Now, we're also starting to see that snow start to stick to the sidewalks, so it's creating a very slippery situation out here on the sidewalks and the roads tonight here on campus. And this isn't just the case on the quad, this is the case in most areas across campus, as we've seen this flooding today exacerbated by the heavy rainfall that we saw as well as the melting snowpack today. So if you do encounter any water on the roadways tonight, please turn around and find an alternate route. Turn around, don't drown, and I'll have more updates later on in the show about the road conditions and what we can expect heading into later tonight.
Thank you, Maddie. We'll continue to give you live weather updates throughout the show.
And we have a special road coverage, safety road coverage ahead. For now, let's send it to weather forecaster Jack Van Meter for the look at the weather.
Yeah, so as we see the temperatures here, like I said earlier, we're below freezing now. So as Maddie was saying, we're going to be seeing some of that snow coming in. We're at 28 Indianapolis, and then here in Muncie, we're at 30 then. This is pretty cool there. So this is the 24-hour temperature change there. We had a big cold front come through earlier today, and you can see the effects of that on the map there. I mean, Muncie here is 25 degrees colder than we were yesterday. That's pretty impressive for 24 hours there. And then what we're tracking throughout the show here, so we have ongoing flooding, as Maddie was saying there. We're also underneath a winter weather advisory, and we could be looking at some flash freezing tonight.
Thank you, Jack. Moving on to student government, the third and final debate just wrapped up.
Newslink Indiana's Madeline Kerr was at the debate tonight. And Madeline, what did you say their final push was?
Yeah, guys, I got the chance to watch the debate tonight, and Rice talked about their goals and what they're going to do if elected. Presidential candidate Tina Nguyen and vice presidential candidate Monet Lindstrand sat down to discuss their strengths and weaknesses. Rise is the only ticket running this year, so the debate functioned more like a town hall. The candidates got the chance to talk about their qualifications, the biggest challenges in their previous term, and why they chose to run again for student government. Students in attendance were also given the floor to ask questions as well. Despite the multiple topics discussed, Nguyen and Lindstrand stressed that their overarching focus is doing what is best for students.
We want you guys to call us out if we aren't amplifying your voices, or we're doing something that's going against what you perceive to be your rights as students. Because at the end of the day, Monet and I, we want to rise to the occasion and do what's best for the student body.
SGA elections are this Monday and Tuesday, and students should keep an eye out for an email from SGA with information on how to vote.
Thank you, Madeline. You can see some extra refund money this tax season. Indiana lawmakers approve a proposal expanding the number of people eligible for $125 payments this spring. That's under the state's automatic taxpayer refund law. They come after a big jump in state tax collection following the refund law being triggered for the first time in 10 years. The unanimous vote also made 450,000 people eligible who don't have enough income to own state taxes. The payment will come by May 1st.
New Indiana Department of Health guidance was announced for K through 12 schools throughout the state today. It came in response to declining numbers of COVID-19 cases. Schools no longer have to contact, trace, or report positive cases. Students do not have to quarantine if they come into contact with somebody who tests positive. As for Ball State, the last update to the university's response plan was just last month, when it announced fully vaccinated people are not expected to quarantine after exposure to someone with COVID-19 if they remain asymptomatic.
President Joe Biden made a big announcement in Ohio today. He announced the infrastructure law will put $1 billion into Great Lakes Restoration Program. The extra money will help finish cleanup of harbors and rivers polluted from industrial waste. The Great Lakes area was home to 31 U.S. toxic hotspot in 1987. Now, they've cleaned up all but 3 supports for the cleanup has been universal across both congressional parties. President Biden expects Russia to invade Ukraine this week. Today, the president told reporters Moscow may start a false flag operation that could ignite military action.
This despite the Kremlin's claims that its forces are withdrawing.
Every indication we have is they're prepared to go into Ukraine, attack Ukraine. My sense this will happen within the next several days.
Secretary of State Anthony Blinken spoke at the United Nations to stress there's a diplomatic way to get out of this situation after Russia expelled the second most senior diplomat at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow today, and according to a State Department spokesperson, the expulsion is not justified. The Biden administration is viewing the step as an escalation. We'll continue to keep you updated as the situation progresses.
Fears of the invasion sent stocks on a downward spiral today. It suffered its worst day of the year after President Joe Biden and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken announcements. War in Ukraine could send shockwaves through the global oil market, especially if U.S. and European nations get involved. Today's sell-off began at opening bell and continued throughout the session.
A judge rules Thursday that former President Donald Trump and 2 of his adult children must testify in the New York Attorney General's civil investigation of the Trump Organization's business practices. The former president, Ivanka Trump, and Donald Trump Jr. were seeking to block the subpoenas from AG Letitia James, while James wanted the court to order the Trumps to comply and hand over certain documents. James is looking into whether Trump misled lenders, insurers, or others in his financial statements. In the end, the judge ruled that the Trumps would have to sit for depositions within 21 days of his order. Back here in Muncie, this Saturday, Chameleon College of Beauty Culture will partner with the Boys and Girls Club to bring haircuts to kids in need. But for some, it's about more than just hair.
A haircut may be a routine appointment for some, but for a few kids in the Boys and Girls Club, this Saturday will be a free opportunity.
So through Club Cuts, we are going to be able to just give back a little bit. We are giving $3 haircuts as well as free haircuts to those involved in the Boys and Girls Club to channel what we have and what we are doing and growing as a school to give back to those who typically don't have these kind of resources and opportunities.
And for hair students like Sky, giving back their passion is just as rewarding.
So just to be able to do what I can and channel my talents and my training to be expertise, if I can utilize that and give back in any sort of way, help someone even just look in the mirror and feel better about themselves, and given that they didn't have the chance or opportunity to, that's the most meaningful thing.
Because something as simple as hair can make all the difference.
We are our hair, we wear our hair on a daily basis.
This event is free for members, but is $3 otherwise. The event starts at 10 a.m. Saturday and will go through 4 p.m.
Mortgage rates are at their highest in 10 years. Find out why next.
And we're hitting the roads tonight to tell you how to stay safe in the winter weather.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
If you are planning to buy a new house and don't already have a low interest mortgage, you're quickly running out of luck. Mortgage rates in the U.S. have risen again.
The average 30-year fixed mortgage is now 3.92%. That's the highest since the summer of 2019. Part of that jump is due to inflation and stronger than expected consumer spending.
Check your cabinets. The FDA says 2 kinds of deodorants are being recalled due to concerns of a cancer-causing chemical. HRB brands are recalling 4 types of Brut deodorant sprays and 2 types of Sure antiperspirant sprays. Officials are concerned about the presence of the chemical benzene. Don't worry, it is not an ingredient in the products, but unexpected levels of benzene were discovered in the propellant used for the spray cans. The recall items have an expiration date on or before August 2023. The FDA advises people with the products to discard them immediately.
Peloton is pedaling into the gaming business today. The exercise equipment company launched Peloton Lane Break, a new workout that combines gaming-inspired fitness content with music. They say Lane Break is specifically designed for the Peloton Bike and Peloton Bike Plus, and is available to those with all-access memberships. Riders control an animated wheel on Lane Break and must match the cues given on their bike's tablets. Players control the game with the bike's pedals and resistance knob. There are 3 tips to reach the highest score. Stay in the right lane, be fast, and keep up. At the end of the ride, Lane Break reveals the top-ranked riders on a leaderboard. While many are probably planning to stay inside tonight, some are still going to have to get out on those roads.
This rain and potentially ice can definitely cause concerns for drivers. Newslink Indiana Anna Keister is out on the road to give us the latest. Annie?
Yeah, good evening, guys. I'm here with Newslink Indiana's Anna Chalker, who's driving us safely through this winter weather. And we're actually pulling out of the Beacon Hill Apartments right now, just off campus, off of New York Avenue, where standstill water in the parking lot was nearly 2 inches. And while it's not an option for some to stay safe on these roads or to get out on these roads tonight, I do want to go ahead and show you what we're looking at. And no, that's not just the camera. That's really what your windshield looks like while driving tonight. So ISP has a few tips on flood safety when driving. Be vigilant at night. Of course, it's more difficult to see when it's more difficult to see the water that you could be driving through. Do not ever cross through barricades. Those are up for your safety. And of course, don't enter flowing water. It's a misconception that driving fast through high water could get you through, but actually faster speeds create less tire traction with the road surface, and it actually increases your chance of crashing. And if you do find yourself stranded in flooded waters, remain calm and do call 911. Now, one thing I want to note tonight as we've been driving, even just hitting a small pothole can cause a rush of water on your windshield. So you definitely want to be aware as you're out tonight. And we'll continue to keep you updated throughout this newscast on air and.
Thank you, Annie. And even from in here, it looks so cold out there. I can't imagine being out there.
I would have to agree with you. I'm not ready to take the drive back home. Now let's take a look at weather.
Yeah, so right now, much of our viewing area is under a winter weather advisory. We'll have more of that coming up on the next.
Never gonna let you go, babe, I'm never gonna Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
And banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort.
to get to know each other,
On a deeper level. Father.
cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. We're not the only ones experiencing some extreme weather. Other areas like northern Indiana are seeing flooding and rain and even some snow. Viewers sent in photos and videos. Cities like Logansport and Fort Wayne are getting flurries in a couple inches. We could see some of that snow here soon.
But for now, the focus is still on the flooding and possible freezing rain tonight. Jack, can you tell us more?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now for weather, our whole viewing area around us is under a winter weather advisory, as you can see here in purple there. And that winter weather advisory will be expiring later tonight, around 1 o'clock-ish there. On top of that, this one's lovely, flood warning as well for Muncie and then the counties below us as well. And this is due to all the rain we got today and also some of the runoff snow that we had from the past storms, snowstorms we've had in the past there. As we look at our radar there, rain is not our concern anymore. That has moved out of town there and the snow has moved right on in there. But it's not a big issue there because we're not looking at large accumulations here. We're looking at around maybe 1 inch total there. There's not going to be a lot through this here. So as we move on there, we also have flash freeze concerns going on as well. What happens with the flash freeze is you start off with standing water on roads or sidewalks there, i.e. when it rains, before you get a cold front coming in, which is exactly what we had today. Those rapidly falling temperatures mixed with that precipitation there is going to freeze very quickly. And the scary concern about that is road crews won't have enough time to properly address those roads there. So let's look at some travel impacts then. So for tonight and then Friday morning there, so for tomorrow morning there, travel impacts are going to be high there, so you're going to be extra careful when you go out there. Friday evening, it's still a little hairy, but you should be okay. And then by Saturday morning, should be smooth sailing. No problem whatsoever. For tonight, we have a low of 16. Winds are coming out of the northwest at 20 miles an hour, gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Like I said before, we're looking light snow, maybe an inch if we're lucky. Now, those winds are another thing. Right now, they're blowing from the north right around 30 miles an hour. So put this in motion here, put it around Friday at 1 in the morning. We're sitting at 22, the low 20s there. So there's going to be a little break in the morning there, then that wind is going to pick up there. And then looking at tomorrow there, the big change for the winds that is the direction there. So we're going to start off the day northwest at 10 miles an hour and then end right here at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Also, we're going to start off the day at 17 degrees, end at 28, which is lovely, and we're going to see some sun. Who doesn't love some sun there? Now for the mid-7-day forecast here. For Friday and Saturday, we're at 28 degrees, and we're at 24 as well. As you can see, on Sunday, actually, it's gonna clear out a little bit there. So that'll be nice if you want to soak in some sun. I mean, I know I do because, good Lord, we haven't seen the sun in a long time, and it makes you feel nice and whatnot there. Monday on President's Day, very excited. 55 degrees, break out the beach towel and whatnot. 56 on Tuesday there, and then we'll be back to our regular, temperatures for the season then. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Well, I definitely can't wait for it to warm up. For now, I really thought that it was about to be consistently warm, and today has just proven me wrong.
Yeah, Mother Nature is really playing tricks on us.
That's terrible.
Now, let's take it to Andy for sports.
Thanks, guys. So one local high school basketball team remains undefeated, and lots of Cardinal action coming up this weekend. Find out what's going on next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10. Welcome back to Newslink, Indiana. I'm Andy Newman with sports. With high school boys basketball state tournament brackets being released this coming weekend, it is time to check in on the hottest team in the area, the Monroe Central Golden Bears. Newslink, Indiana's Caleb Zuver has more.
18-0. That's where the record of the Monroe Central Golden Bears stands as the season winds down and as they look to claim a Mid-Eastern Conference championship. Head coach Justin Ullum says that the close games that they've played in can only help them come tournament time.
In the tournament, you're going to get a bunch of close games if you want to make a run. We've certainly had a bunch of those and have been able to find a way in the last minute, the last 3 minutes, to make a play and get it done.
Coach Ullum's son, Jackson, happens to be a 16-point-per-game scorer for the Golden Bears, and he put pen to paper on Wednesday to continue his academic and basketball career at Taylor University. He knows his dad has been instrumental in developing his skills since he was young.
I mean, he's probably been the biggest piece. He's been coaching me since I was in kindergarten, preschool. Not a lot of people get to say that they were coached by their dad in high school, so that's obviously a pretty special experience. And, freshman, you're 15, 16-year-old, you don't really think about it a lot, but now I'm a little bit older, so, seeing my last couple games here this week, it kind of puts it all in perspective.
Coach Ullum is proud of the way Jackson has carried himself at home and on the hardwood.
Well, we're coming down to the end. Jackson is my oldest, so he's got 4 younger brothers that look up to him, and to see, him going through the successes he's gone through, but also just becoming the student and the young man he's become. He's such a great leader for our family and for other kids, I believe.
In Muncie, Caleb Zuver, Newslink, Indiana.
Ball State women's basketball hitting a tough stretch in their schedule on Saturday, playing 3 games in 5 days. As the Mid-American Conference tournament draws closer, the Cardinals will enter their stretch of 7-6 and the MAC and 14-9 in the MAC overall. Ball State will also be heading in off a close loss to Buffalo last night in a 62-67 final. The Cardinals will look to climb in the MAC standings ahead of the tourney in this Saturday's matchup against the MAC leading Toledo Rockets in Toledo at 2 p.m. And then in 2 straight matchups with Western Michigan Broncos in Muncie on Monday at 6:30 p.m. and in Kalamazoo on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Swinging things over to the field, Ball State softball preparing for a 5-game invitational. The Cardinals will hit the road in the competition and compete in 5 games at the Winthrop Eagle Invitational. The action will start on Friday when Ball State takes on Robert Morrison at 10 o'clock and then Townsend at 3 o'clock. The Cardinals will be playing 2 games on Saturday as well, starting at 12:30 against Albany and then again at 3 o'clock versus Western Carolina. And finally, on Sunday, Ball State will take on the hosting team, the Winthrop Eagles, at 12:30. And then, guys, obviously what Monroe Central basketball is doing right now is absolutely insane, going 18-0 so far this season. How could they do that? What do you think of that achievement?
Yeah, it's really exciting to see a school in Muncie or in Delaware County have so much success, and especially this time of year. But thank you, Andy. After the break, we have another look at what's happening outside.
And we have a final look at weather.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. We have another look at the conditions outside.
Weather forecaster Maddie Johnson is still keeping us updated. Maddie, what is it like out there?
Still out here with a live look on campus, although we've moved locations now. We're out here at the Scramble Light, the intersection of McKinley and Riverside. Now this is a pretty popular intersection during the day here on campus, but as you can see behind me here, just a few cars. These roads are becoming very slick and snow covered. As Jack mentioned earlier, we're seeing the possibility of a flash freeze tonight, and as precipitation has changed over right now to all snow, we're currently seeing the roads and sidewalks becoming very snow covered. It was very slick to get out here, and I'm sure the roads are very slick. We've also seen people scraping ice off of their cars, so we know that that ice has accumulated somewhat as well. If you are heading out tonight or tomorrow morning, travel is going to be very slick and hazardous, so make sure take it slow on the roads. Give yourself plenty of time to get to your destination, and if you don't have to travel, please stay home because the roads, as I mentioned, are very slick at this hour. They're very snow covered, and it's going to be very hazardous if you are out on the roads.
Thank you, Maddie. And it looks so cold out there. Just get inside and get warmed up while we took one final look at weather.
Yes, we look at that 7-day forecast there. It's looking great. So for Friday and Saturday, we're still going to be below freezing there, and then we're going to warm up to begin the week next week.
That's all tonight for Newslink Indiana. Be sure to join us tomorrow morning at 8 for our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.